Good morning. Welcome back to the channel, Bitter-Swede Garage. So today I'm going to be working on the 46 as usual. It's always something. Fuel pump's been acting up. At least I think that's what it is. Because when I drive down the road, it is bogging out. So Andrew thinks it might be this guy, the gas cap, might be vapor locking. I don't think that's the case, only because, well, I like to argue with Andrew, but also because there isn't much of a seal on this cap. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I mean, the rubber's a little beat up. Maybe. We'll try both. But for now, I'm gonna leave it up. This little guy has been in there since who knows when, 19 something. It's on the struggle bus. I mean, I'll be on a straight road, try to hit the gas, and it's choking. So, don't think it's the carburetor. Probably will be the carburetor because that's how it works, but we'll give it a shot. All right, it's been a few weeks since I've started this bad boy. Yeah, so I'm not sure how this is gonna go. Thunder, wow. We haven't had rain in Ridgecrest for a long time, like months. All right, one of the other reasons why I think it's the fuel pump is because when I go to start this thing, it takes forever for the fuel to get to the engine. So again, I don't know if it's the carb or if it's the fuel pump, but about to find out. A few pumps. It does require the double pump action sometimes. Just not liking it. No parking sensors on this bad boy. They live dangerously. All right, let me grab my tools, at least what I think are the correct tools, and then go back to my toolbox 5 or 6 times to get the right tools. Not sure who has seen my previous videos, but I did change out these fuel filters recently, and I was a bit concerned because the last one was full. I mean, like, it weighed a good 2 pounds. But it appears to be clear, so I know fuel is fine there. The other filter is there. And if it's catching it here, it's not going to be over there. All right. Let's focus on the task at hand here. This is a fuel pump. Today's repair is brought to you by me because I'm not sponsored. However, I'm going to be using this precision pump because it's the only one they had in town. And I think it's fairly common to use these pumps, this brand of pump, for these older models because not too many people make them anymore. All right, there she is. You can tell it looks identical to the one on the engine, just a little cleaner. But I'm going to pull this other one off, compare the two just to ensure we have the same pump, and then snap it all back together. All right, first thing I'm going to attempt to do is take this fuel filter off, and to keep the fuel from spilling out, I'm just going to jam it full of this guy. At least that's the goal. Probably too small. Let's take it off from this side, on the pump side. What do y'all think of these twisty guys? I know some of you hate them and others love them. I will say I like them because they're easy to remove. Maybe they're unsightly. Just, can you see this? Can you see my hand? Yes, okay. Let's attempt to get this off. Man, I ran this thing for like 2 minutes and it's already boiling. I do have a pan underneath the truck, but it wouldn't fit under the axle, so it's probably going to spill fuel and oil all over my garage. Come on now. Don't be a jerk. It wants to come off. There we go. Oh, too small. All right, well, looks like it'll not leak if I prop it up. So let's do the right thing and jam it between these spark plug wires. Look at that. It's not going anywhere. Sweet. All right, looks like I've got one more line. This used to be a steel line that went over the top of the engine, at least from what I've seen of other vehicles. I'm okay with the rubber lines. That's fine. Makes it easier to finagle. It's going to be the word of the day, by the way. Finagle. Oh, yep. Not too bad. Just a little fuel on the garage floor. I'm sure I've got some oil or something that needs to be cleaned anyway. Just do that. Perfect. Let's see. Survey says 9/16. Let's throw that on an extension. Let's see if I was correct. Can I get in there? I may be correct on the socket, but can I get to that angle? It's a weird angle, people. Let's give it a shot. All right. Let's see if these bolts are just permanently attached to the block after years of sitting neglected. It would help if I got it spinning the correct way. Ready, tighty, lefty, loosey, as they say. Yeah, the bottom of the bowl is causing problems, so I may have to do this with a wrench. 9/16 is what, 14 millimeter? Let me just crawl under here and see what kind of damage I can do. There's always damage I can do. Oh yeah. All right, the box end is too big to fit around the bolt. Do this old school method with the open end of the wrench. All right, is that too big? That can't be. Did my millimeter conversion fail me? Yeah, there's just like stuff in the way. Let's try a smaller socket, same size, but you know, without the beefy extension. Better yet, let's try this guy. Reminds me of the show Bill Nye the Science Guy. Whatever happened to him? Is he still making shows? All right. My lighting from above is causing problems, as is this axle right in my face. Oh yeah, it's way too big. Let's try a half. Put you back. Oh, those are super loose. Not expecting that. So either this has been worked on before, most likely, Oh, they're like finger tight. Oh, that makes life a little easier. Can I get my hand? Yes. Like a half turn at a time. Sister Mary Francis. All right. Well, part of the problem may have been there was zero washer on it, lock washer or otherwise. So it may have just turned out. Actually, I take that back. There was a washer on one end and not one on the other. If you can see that. All right, got the old pump out. It was extremely simple. I'd say it still works. So, since I got it off, I'm gonna put the new one on anyway, because maybe it's got back pressure, who knows? Like I know what I'm talking about. But anyway, we'll put the new one on. We'll change these fittings out, put it in the new one, and reinstall this bad boy. Well, not this one, the new one. Gonna be using a little of this Blue Monster PTFE thread tape. It says it's good for propane, butane, and petroleum distillates, so I'm sure it'll be fine. This stuff kind of reminds me of bubble tape. You ever had bubble tape? It's pretty fantastic. All right, so you want to wrap this in the direction so when you screw this back in, it doesn't peel off the tape. So if I go this way, and it ends this way. Nope, we want to go this way. Doesn't take much, don't get crazy. All right, let's install that onto that. Hopefully this is the same thread size. Get on there. By golly, it is. Look at that. So let's give this a few wrenches with my wrench. And we'll end in the up position. Looks good to me. I'm actually shocked that these fittings did not give me a problem and that they actually fit. Alrighty. Just enough. Alright, let's get the gasket on there and pop it in. Just gonna give this a few wipes. Surface is nice and clean because it's been leaking oil for who knows how long. Yep. Probably because the fittings were loose. I'm just guessing here. And I'm gonna get a little emery cloth or sandpaper or whatever I can find to clean that up just a bit. Let's speed this process up a bit, shall we? See if I can spray oil and gunk everywhere. We don't need to go crazy. I think there's a little gasket on here. Yeah, it appears to be that there is maybe some liquid gasket attached, adhered to it. So let me find something that I can scrape it with. I got this bent knife I've had for years. It actually works pretty good. It's the right angle. Just gets the crap off that I need off. It also could easily gouge the metal. However, this is not aluminum, so I'm not too concerned about that. Ah, see that? I think someone stacked a gasket on top of an old gasket. Don't do that, people. It's lazy. Causes oil leaks later. Well, probably right away, actually. But this is probably an old work truck that nobody really cared about. All right, let me finish cleaning this up, and we'll install the new one. This is probably completely unnecessary, but I'm going to put a little ultra red on at least both, well, maybe both sides of the gasket. Why? I don't know. Just to be safe. I mean, I like for it to stay put when I put gaskets on. And this stuff is fairly sticky, and it will seal quite nicely. Will it be a pain for the next guy to get off the engine? Probably. But I'm hoping the next guy is a long time from now. I plan to keep it. Even if it's just to, you know, get around the yard one day. I do not plan to sell it. You know, I've had it this long. For those of you who have not watched the first video as I put on about this truck, shame on you. Go back and watch them. I talk about, well, actually Andrew starts with the build of the truck, but this truck dates back to when I was going into 9th grade. Between 9th grade and 10th grade, I think? Yeah. So she's got a little history, all right? It would be wrong to abandon her. All right, we'll stick this, oh, let's not put it on the old one. Let's try the new one, shall we? Just gonna jam it on there. And thankfully, it's the right gasket for the right size pump. And then I'm gonna throw a little bit on this side of the gasket. I'm making a mess. That's okay. It'll come off eventually of my hands. Let me smear this on here, make a completely intolerable mess. Jam it on the truck. I'm gonna throw a little of this assembly lube on there just to be safe. Because this thing rides on a cam that I'm sure is nice and hardened, but just to be on the safe side, we'll throw a little of that on there. Yeah, my idea of this sticking is not working. But as long as it doesn't leak, who cares? Okay, here comes the fun part when I drop bolts and cuss words. Let's go ahead and put that in there, which I should have done in the first place. Son of a gun. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna start that so I can get the other bolt in it. Get in your home. All right, that's not working. What a mess. Where's the other bolt? Never where I need it. All right. Let's find the most awkward way possible to throw that bolt in there. Okay. Don't be a jerk now. Just get in your home. Man, this thing's not being nice. Completely wrong angle to do this. And I probably should put this on afterwards because it is just in the way. Fine. So difficult. I think whatever attempt I made at trying to put a clean gasket on here has failed miserably. Come on. Just start in the hole. That's all I need. Oh, maybe? Okay, good. One bolt in. Next. Of course, it's at a crazy angle. And I'm not left-handed, which makes this extremely difficult. All right, let's snug this one down. All right, I'm gonna fight off camera with this. Well, after a few choice words between me and the old gal, we came to an agreement. Well, this is gonna take forever. Well, If it's not one thing, it's another. I took this off because it was easier to get these bolts in to mount it, but then the dang curved tube kept hitting the block, so I wasn't able to spin the tube back on like I liked, and I didn't really want to bend it out of shape. So anyway, I'm going to do it the old school way and put it all back together this way. So thankfully this came off easily, and I'll put that on and then tighten it in the right position. You know, I just realized the spark plug wire is probably right in the way of seeing anything. Anyway, so I will tighten this as I said before. Get that about yonder. That should be good. This has a flange on the inside, so I don't need the tape there. I'm going to tighten that down and hook the hoses back up. So we've got her all buttoned up. I made sure I tightened those bolts down to a very specific spec, meaning just past finger tight. I gave it like a half turn after that. I have lock washers on both sides now, so that's good. Got my butterfly clasps, whatever they're called, back in tight. Everything's buttoned up. So let's give this thing a start and see if I leak oil all over the garage. All right, she's running. Don't know if I see any fuel getting pumped up there yet. She appears to be pushing fuel. Yeah, I mean, it's like trickling in there. So I don't know, maybe Andrew's right. You probably can't hear anything I'm saying. Well, the only way we're gonna know for sure, take it for a drive. Get it in gear. Hold on, I gotta turn on my air conditioning. There we go. All right, here we go. So far, so good. It used to bog and pop and cough whenever I push the gas pedal, basically. Now it seems to be doing much better. Or is it a coincidence? Nope, she's running better. What I do have to fix is the boat action of the steering. I mean, the power steering's nice, but something's loosey-goosey down there. Also seems to be running a little hot. It does have a new water pump, but what I did not check was a thermostat. Well, apparently I dragged my container across the road. That's nice. Well, let's do a walk around, shall we? Yeah, I dragged my oil catch pan out of the garage like a genius. Let's see if anything's leaking. The usual. I'd say she's sealed pretty well. I don't have fuel spraying everywhere, so I'm gonna call that a win. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. Thanks for sticking around, watching me struggle. It's always fun. But you know, if you like coming back and watching the shows, please like, subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching.